Welcome back everyone to episode 4 for Top Plays Teamwork Edition. Throughout this episode, we're going to see 3 different explosive team fights in which one team is at a clear disadvantage from the start, but they still manage to do well by playing with their strengths in mind. Our first play takes us into a close game with red team sieging mid when Aatrox engages from over the wall. The team fight erupts as blue team uses the bulk of their cooldowns right off the bat, but we see the 2 main carries Lissandra and Lucian slip out the back. At this point, almost all their tanks are dead, and Lissandra knows that Lucian needs that tanky disruptor to be able to do damage safely. Risking it all, she glacial paths in, straight into a ring of frost to hold them down as Lucian sprays into the enemy team, and then she chains that into a frozen tome on herself to further lock them down. Unable to sidestep any of his ultimate thanks to the control Lissandra provided in this fight, the enemy team gets melted down into a very manageable 1v3 for Lucian. By synergizing champions, they were able to cover for each other's weaknesses while amplifying their strengths at the same time, making this turnaround 2v5 result in an ace on the enemy team. For second play, we have a game-deciding team fight to end an hour-long match. Right from the start, we see the friendly Amumu get caught out, and purple team knows that if he dies, they win right after, so they throw a lot at him, but a quick flash lantern allows for his escape. At this point, the enemy team can choose to back away because they burn through a bunch of cooldowns on Amumu, but when they decide to press on and pass through the box, blue team sees an opening as we freeze it one last time. Purple team is not a team you want to face in a small area like the one they're in now. Between the AoE shred from their tanks, the laser, and then crescendo, you're asking for a stomp. But blue team recognizes they don't have the laser or crescendo up as Amumu goes back in, straight into his ultimate to provide the lockdown as Katarina comes in for resets on resets, and with no way to stop her, purple team goes down in the blink of an eye. Despite having 2 AD carries, which is notoriously terrible for late game, purple team knew they could still win if Katarina could get going in a team fight. By playing to the strengths of their team and baiting out everything that could stop Katarina, they're able to turn things around and beat a huge AoE team comp at their own game. And for third and final play, we're going to dive into an extremely close high-low matchup, and with the golden tower so even, both teams are looking for the opportunity to start this snowball. As blue team returns damage to Nasıl, the enemy Jace moves in and lines up a brilliant shockwave from downtown, sniping Fiddlesticks as his team immediately turns to do Baron with a 5v4 advantage. At this crucial point in the game, Baron means everything. With the buff, either team can start to group to siege towers, and with no wards or anyone near the Baron pit, blue team has to give it up to the enemy team. As they finish Baron off, we're going to see them group and head to mid lane to begin the push, but a ward spots them moving together as Orianna sees an opening to send her ball in, and we freeze it. Out of nowhere, the ball comes through and lands in the middle of the enemy team as Orianna starts a devastating command shockwave on 4. While this was happening, the friendly Lissandra sent in Glacial Path over the wall so she can follow up with her W and ultimate for more massive AoE damage. In the distance, we see Jarvan and Vayne moving in quickly as Jarvan looks to EQ over the wall into his ultimate and Vayne to clean up whatever is left as we head back into the play to watch the magic happen. The ball goes in into Shockwave and Dissonance while Lissandra appears to Ring of Frost into Frozen Tomb, dealing huge damage to everyone as Jarvan comes in, followed by Vayne from the side. Despite the fresh Baron buff, blue team utilized how well their team comp excels in hard engaging to make this play happen. Whether it be Orianna, Jarvan, or Lissandra to go in first, as long as they can pick a fight on grouped enemy players, well, the rest is history. Thanks everyone for watching this episode of our Top Plays Teamwork Edition. As always, submit your teamwork-oriented plays to us via our website for a chance to be featured in an upcoming teamwork video.